Hey guys, what's up? I just finished making this knife here. Been working on it all day and finally finished it. I tried to follow the Skookum Bush Tool, the knife that was designed by Mors Kochanski. I tried to follow those specifications. Here was my first attempt. If you guys watched my channel late last summer, I've made this one trying to recreate that Skookum Bush Tool, and it turned out fine, but just a little short, and so I went back to the drawing board, and this knife here I used an 8-inch circular saw blade, and then this one here I used a 10-inch circular saw blade, and finished it here. I'm about to sharpen it. I used Purple Heart for the handle scales. This one here, I used some brass rivets here, just solid brass rivets to help secure the handle. But I ran out of the brass rod that I was using for the rivets, so I just went with just epoxy. I just epoxied the handles on, and they seem pretty strong. I'm sure I won't have any problem with them coming off, but if they do, then I'll just re-epoxy them and go buy another brass rod to use for the rivets. So here's how it turned out. Get a close-up for you guys. The two pieces of Purple Heart that I had weren't long enough to completely cover the tang, so I just left a little bit like that, and turned out nice. I can use this right here to pound on or whatever. Not a big deal. I still have plenty enough room for my hand. Okay, and I'll do a comparison here. Where am I? There I am. So there you go. Sorry, I'm having a hard time with where the view is. There it is, this way. There. So a little bigger. I tried to get that continuous curvature of the blade like the Skookum Bush Tool, and yeah, kind of a big handle here, but I mean, I got pretty big hands and it just wraps around it nicely. I treated the handle with some tung oil. Looks really nice. So, and I sharpened the edge on my belt sander, and I made a jig for my belt sander. That way I can get a nice, even, consistent bevel on there. Like that. So I'm going to sharpen it up, and I'm going to use my Japanese water stones. I got a 1200 grit stone and a 6000 grit stone, and I'm going to get these guys soaking, and I'll bring you guys back for that. I'm going to get going here. Add a little bit of water to the stone. And this is probably, these Japanese water stones are my main sharpening system to sharpen my knives, especially the Scandinavian, or my Scandi ground knives. I just like it for that. So just a few passes with the 1200 grit stone is good enough. I'm satisfied with that. So I'm just going to move over to the what is this again? 6000 grit. Just put that in here. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, just gonna work it on this stone now and sharpen it up. Try and keep a consistent stroke on the stone here. Alright guys, I just finished sharpening the knife with the 6000 grit stone, and I went ahead and stropped it with my leather strop here. I would have showed you guys the stropping, but my camera died and I had to go charge it up. So I did that part off camera, and I also made a simple cardboard sheath for it, just so I have some place to keep the knife and store it like this. I don't know how to do a lot of leather work, so for now, until I find like maybe a used leather sheath from a garage sale or something, then I'll just keep it in here for now. Just a simple, made it out of a piece of cardboard and wrapped it with some tape here, some paper tape, and it does the job. I even made a fancy little belt loop. It's not really big enough for a belt loop, but I'll just run a piece of paracord through here and wear it as a neck carry. So paper cut test, I'm sure you guys want to see that. Just grab a piece of plain printer paper here, readjust. So pretty sharp. I do have one little hiccup down here at the very end of the blade here, but that will work out over time the more I sharpen it. So pretty sharp, not bad. So yeah, there we go. Sharp enough anyway. But let's see if it shaves some hair. See the hair on there? So it's sharp enough to shave the hair off my arm, which is good enough for me. So there it is, guys. A Skookum Bush Tool clone, I guess you call it, but satisfied with it. I'll do some test videos with it in future vids. So as always, guys, thanks for watching and subscribing. Greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.